My name is Boigai Lori. For more than a decade, I have been speaking, teaching, counseling, coaching, training, mentoring, and writing on relationship, marriage, personal development, personal finance, and business. Love, romance, and living are germane to human existence. That is why when anything goes wrong with love and romance, living is often challenged. So there's a need for us to pay careful attention to our love lives by thinking right and also living right. So I have had the privilege of sharing insights at different forums for a number of years on radio and at different religious and non-religious events. So I urge you to please join me on this platform as I share insights from time to time. I have a number of awards accolades for all of my efforts. See you in the next video. In this broadcast, we shall be looking at the topic matchmaking, what to consider. Matchmaking has been a controversial subject. Some people have reservations. Some people have questions that they have asked about the appropriateness of matchmaking. Some people have also asked whether such relationship lasts. Some people also have asked the question, can I find a suitable partner through matchmaking? The truth is, there's absolutely nothing wrong with matchmaking. It depends on the process, depends on the people involved, and also largely on who the facilitator is, the integrity of the facilitator. Now, I tell you something. Two people who are looking for spouse can actually be introduced by someone that knows the two of them separately. Okay? So, man A or woman A can connect Lady B with Mr. D. Okay, the two of them, Lady B and Mr. D, do not know themselves. Okay, now that person can introduce the two of you to yourselves for purpose of relationship and ultimately marriage. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but you see, what is important is that everybody who is going to get married, regardless of how you met your partner, you need to do your due diligence yourself. Okay? Do your due diligence regardless of who is introducing you or who has introduced the two of you to yourselves. So that's why I said that the process and the facilitator are very important. Okay? So you need to understand that there's absolutely nothing wrong with matchmaking. Now, God is the best matchmaker, no doubt. Okay? God still remains the best matchmaker. But oftentimes, if God is going to work, He's going to work through people. Okay? So that's the way it is. So there's nothing wrong with you. Now, look at the example that we've read in the Bible over the time. Isaac got his wife, Rebecca, through his father's senior servant. Okay? Abraham asked Eliezer to go and look for a wife for his son. That's matchmaking. Rebecca and Isaac actually didn't know themselves prior to that time. So Eliezer went to go and look for a wife for Isaac, his master's son. But look at the process. Before he left, Abraham prayed with him. Okay? He prayed with him. So that's why I said the process is what is important, not necessarily the avenue through which you met your life partner. There are people who are married today who were actually matchmaked or introduced by other people, who knew the two people concerned separately. So there's nothing wrong with matchmaking. Now, what you need to consider, number one, is the trust of the judgment of the facilitator. Do you trust the judgment of the facilitator? Okay? That's very, very important. The integrity of the facilitator. So that you don't go into an RNG relationship where somebody is trying to cook something up for you, that could imprison you for the rest of your life. So you need to trust the integrity and also the judgment of the facilitator. Now, the suitability of the partner also is critical. Is that person that has been introduced to you suitable for marriage? That's why I said you need to do your own due diligence. Okay? You need to do your own due diligence in terms of medical compatibility, in terms of checking out other details that you need to know about your partner. So, it's also important for you to check whether that person has previously been married or not been married. The facilitator may actually not have enough information about the person that is being introduced to you. So that's why the onus still rests on you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with matchmaking. What is important is for you to do your due diligence. All right? See you in the next video.